Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to DigiCode Productions. My name is Sean, behind the camera zone. Now, I was talking to my friend today, my friend who has the problem with his Air broadband connection. Air is the probably one of the biggest broadband suppliers in the country in Ireland. Currently owned by, near as I can tell, Australian venture capitalists. Has had a reputation for some time that has been less than impeccable. And I was talking to my friend today who's currently on day 14 of his broadband outage at his place of work. We had a storm 2 weeks ago. So I did a bit of digging on the web as well. 2 weeks later, in a digitally compact and industrious country, there are still 8,130 customers of Airs that are disconnected from the internet. It's thought over half of them are small businesses. I have never heard of a broadband supplier actually disconnecting someone for a fault for that length of time and not getting a repair in, especially in a big city like Dublin. Today, in complete frustration, he rang them up and threw the book at them. And I'll spare you the details, but he is not a happy camper. It's been escalated. He's contacted the Director of Communications, the Director of Customer Services. He's contacted a couple of other people, one of them the Chairman of the Board. He's sent emails off. He keeps putting telephone calls in. And every time he makes a call to complain, which is between 1 and 3 times a day, he gets a text message back saying, "Thank you for contacting Air. We have acknowledged your fault, and a crew will be out to deal with it in between 2 and 3 days." And that's been happening every day for 14 days. On Friday, he had 2 van loads of crew out, crawling all over his office. They were muttering things like, "Can't find the fault," and "We don't know why this is happening." They looked quite baffled and perplexed. Eventually they traced 2 faults, one which they needed to bring a hoist out to fix because it was on the roof, which is fair enough, and one at the entrance to where the broadband was coming in to the building. But apparently there's a 3rd fault, which they're currently trying to trace, which is a ESP electricity line, which is crossing the telephone broadband line somewhere along the circuit. So he still currently has no internet and no landline telephones at his place of business. He was telling me today he wasn't adverse to the idea of actually shutting the business down where it was and moving it to another location where he could get broadband. He reckons he's lost a huge sum of productivity. And indeed, the effects on his business has been total. His business is in the cloud. Everything is in the cloud that he needs to do. It's a small IT business. So, I have to say, I'm most unimpressed, and so is my friend. Thank you very much.